So the security aspect is very intense right now. Level's been raised to high, and it's on super alert.
This is a jump where everything went wrong.
I'm sure he screwed his hand up again.
When you think about the guys I got working for me, I guess I'm not surprised.
Okay, give it up for Captain Robbie Knievel.
He did it at the last second. I don't think if he would have waited another 5 minutes, he would have went through because it would have been too dark.
Robbie just pretty much pulled the trigger whether it was time to go or not. We were out of sunlight.
You just kind of grit your teeth and go.
This week, Robbie's jumping over slot machines, also known as the Taking a Gamble jump. It is at Noack River Casino in Deming, Washington, which is 100 miles north of Seattle. Deming is a small town that is, it's like, it's kind of like nothing. There are a couple of reasons why Noack River Casino is hosting us for a Knievel jump. First and foremost is to increase gaming activity the night of the event and the week leading up to the event. Second is to put the casino on the map, to bring in a national act at a local level that generates significant media activity.
One of the local people from Deming told me this morning that this is the biggest thing that happened in Deming since they built the school. So, no, nothing like this has ever happened in Deming, Washington.
When did they build the school?
About 12 years ago.
I'm jumping 200 slot machines at the Noack Casino today. Approximately how far is 200 slot machines? It's the distance of about 25 big cars. Nearly 200 feet is like my above average jump these days.
So far, this jump's been pretty easy. The ramps went together great. The jump site was perfect, just enough room. And yeah, everything went smooth so far.
When I'm sitting before a jump in my trailer, I just want to be left alone, and I'm just totally concentrating on the jump and thinking about it. And that's really important because when people get in your head and get in your mind and get in your way, you can't focus, and you got to think about what you got to do, and that's the whole psych, is just being left alone and everybody out of my way so I can think about this. Before every jump, I think about my father a lot. I was born in Butte, Montana. I grew up there in a little trailer house till I was in 5th grade. We were pretty much trailer trash. My dad growing up was a great dad. He hugged us, loved us, said prayers with us. I mean, he was like a normal father. And then the toys came out when we still lived in the trailer, my dad's toys. And all of a sudden, we moved to a house that we built on the golf course at the country club. And it went from totally broke to Learjets, yachts, Ferraris, a house in Fort Lauderdale. I started so young, I was just born into this business. By the time I was 11, I was wheeling across the football fields in front of 50,000 fans, and that's when I knew, when they were cheering me on, this is what I want to do for a living. And by the time I got to a certain age and got to be a cocky young punk and thought I knew everything, I left, and I think that ticked them off. It's hard to fill the shoes, whether you're the daughter of Muhammad Ali or the son of Joe Frazier. or the son of Evel Knievel, I don't think you can ever fill them shoes. I'd rather just my dad be my dad, love my dad, and forget all the business, you know. And it just seems like the business keeps popping up. That's why I stick on my own. It has nothing to do with love as a father. It has everything to do with business. I don't need people telling me what our relationship is between me and my father. I'm me and he's him, and that's the way I'm staying. I am pissed at my dad because he told me how to be and he always wants me to be like him because it's all about him. And when I left home, it's time to be me, and I don't need my dad to tell me what to do. Because I moved out when I was 16, I made that decision because he was screaming and yelling, and I didn't want to put up with it. So I'm living my own life now because I'm my own man, and that's how he raised me. And if he can't respect that, then I don't care. And all the guys that came up to me and say, you better fucking respect your dad. Them. Because they don't understand what's going on. That's our business, not theirs, and they have no clue. Everybody's got a different relationship in life, and there's two sides to every story. So if you want to go ask my dad his side, go ask him. I always tell people, they always ask me, what's it feel like to go through the air like that, risk your life? Take off to landing, point A to point B. It's real simple, but I know in a split second I could be dead. Next time I hit the pavement at 80 miles an hour, maybe I'll change my mind, but I doubt it. My dad always taught me to get up. He always said you're never a failure in life unless you refuse to get up, and I get up every time. I might fall back down, but I get up. I'm just doing what I do best, and we all got a meaning in life, and where we came from, where we're going, and what we're going to do, nobody has those answers.
When it's time for me to flip the switch, it's not pretty, and everybody gets f***ed up really bad.
I think Roman would describe himself as sexual and very good.
Basically what happens is I keep my eyes and ears open all the time. I'm people watching, I'm watching the crowd. They tell me what's happening. I look for different faces, and what I mean by different faces are not happy faces. They're not glad to be here, they're just looking for trouble. And we have 4 of those right now, so the security aspect is very intense right now. Level's been raised to high, and it's on super alert. When it's time for me to flip the switch, it's not pretty, and everybody gets f***ed up really bad, and blood to bones smashing and things like that.
Why is Master Gates on a lot of jumps? He's there for security for us. He's a federal agent. I mean, you know, he can coordinate the police at certain events when we have too many people.
So to have Brian around gives that extra sense of assurance, not only from a protection standpoint, but knowing that if we have an early call in the morning, that there's somebody to help get Robbie back to bed at a reasonable hour, you know, to get him up in the morning, to deal with all the crap that happens on a day-in, day-out basis.
My job is to basically take care of Robbie because he is here to focus on doing the jump. So I have to make sure that he is calm and he's in control, so he doesn't need to worry about somebody, a threat. So my mind is running like a calculator constantly. So I'm looking at people, who are they? Have I ever seen that person before? Every event we go all week, I'm looking at the crowd. If somebody's approaching you and they're being aggressive, you have to make that determination in a second. You can't just turn out, draw, bang, bang. The gun is the last resort, very, very last resort. Usually if I say I have to pull my weapon out, I probably didn't do my job in advance. time enough. Something happened somewhere. Any of the weapons that I carry, I have total confidence in. This is my weapon of choice. It's a .45 Glock. And this is a last level of security that I utilize in case I have to become more than physical. This bullet that I utilize right here, you can look inside there. You can see that little pin in there. This bullet's gonna fragment into about 6 pieces and look like a Chinese star. Only when it hits, it goes like this, and it spins and cuts. This bullet here splits into 3 ways and goes 3 areas. And once it hits the body, boom, boom, boom. So now you have impact, impact, impact. Instead of just 1 hole, you have 3 holes now. This here, if I shoot somebody on that leg, will blow the leg right off. So I have total confidence that I can stop somebody or I can kill somebody if it need be. I always shadow Robbie so that I'm in physical proximity so I can jump in front of him if I'd have to, take a bullet for him. And people ask me if I wouldn't, I will. How I do that is I visualize that about 1 million times, and it becomes a reaction because I'm trained. There's no time for hesitation. Where he could die, I could die, and a lot of people in the public could die.
The situations in the past have been from a weapon or somebody throwing something. That's usually a projectile, wrenches or what have you, tire irons, things like that. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, up to somebody, a fence jumper, running out to try to crash them. So just, you know, there's no different. You guys do your jobs, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, man. Glad you guys are here. Appreciate your help. Thanks.
The setup for the Noack jump was pretty simple, you know. We had a pretty good pavement, you know, good weather and everything. My job right now is, you know, to make sure the bike is all ready to go, tuned up, and, you know, everything is correctly, smoothly on the bike. So I'm a little bit concerned right now because the bike was taking quite some beating all summer long. Robbie had to take it down, lay it down a few times, you know, on purpose, you know, all the practice jumps and the speed runs and everything. Right now, I really got to keep a good eye on it, that everything is fine on the bike. I met Robbie Knievel on the road, actually, you know. I walked into a bar, and I ran into some girls I knew, and I got introduced to Robbie. He knew the same girls. Robbie and I just kind of like start spending the afternoon there and getting to know each other, and one thing led to another, and he goes, hey, Roman, you know, what do you think about joining me on tour? And I asked him, what do you want me to do there? And he said, you know, just be there. Do whatever you can, you know. So I was very honored, and I accepted, you know, and I tell you what, it became the best job I ever had. I broke up with my girlfriend before the tour, and I used to stay with her a lot. But now I'm on a LA couch tour. You know, you gotta take the good with the bad, but I love it anyhow. Let me tell you something. There's 6 billion people on this planet. Let's say there's about 3 billion of them are women. Let's take 1 billion off, they're too young. 1 billion we take off because they're too old. That still leaves me 1 billion. You think I've seen a fraction yet? I doubt it.
He's a great guest. He makes his bed in the morning, and he eats whatever I cook for him, and he doesn't complain about anything. So what's it like on the road with Robbie? What do you guys do?
To me, it's a dream job came true. You know, because Robbie and I are friends. And being on tour is like, you know, something between almost like a rock and roll tour, like a carnival tour, you know. It's a daredevil thing, you know. It's like we have lots of fun.
I think Roman would describe himself as a big heart, fun-loving, and sexual and very good.
Women, what do you want me to say about women? I dig them. You know, I adore them sometimes. You know, they keep me alive. They keep making me happy. The only thing is I can't put it together and stay with anybody. You know, I mean, I tried, and the problem was always the road. You know, that was always, not that I needed another woman or anything, it was the road that called me.
Roman and I definitely share the modern gypsy thoughts. We want to travel. We want to ride our Harleys together. We can't stay in one place. We like moving around.
My bike is definitely a part of my identity because this bike's been with me since '89. That's now, what, over 15 years. My motorcycle is my passion, and my women are my hobby. You know, not even the couch tour stops the Rominator from having a good time. Right, baby? Oh, she's shy, yeah.
You know, when you surround yourself with people like Robbie, and you know, you put yourself out there. Nobody's gonna come home to your door, knock on your door and say, you know what, here's an adventure. You have to go out there and get the adventure. You know, search for that adventure, and all you have to do is go out there. It will come to you.
Every time I've ever done a stunt, I never thought about anything going wrong. I always think about everything going right.
I looked up and saw Robbie coming in the helicopter.
He set it down, blew everybody away. Literally.
We came all the way from Wasilla, Alaska. I've been a Robbie Knievel fan ever since I was a child. I used to watch his dad, and last time I got to see Robbie live was at the Seattle Kingdom in about 1978.
I wish I had a big enough casino to accommodate all the people, but we'll take everybody we can. And last time I was in the casino, it's pretty full right now.
Weeble and me sat down to gamble, and I was kind of the keeper of Weeble's money.
Well, I got my own dice. 11, you roll 11. Can I win you? Dice are rolling.
He wanted more and more, and he kept losing it, and I'm going, Weeble, come on, man, you're gonna lose all your money. Give me some more money. He'd go like that. Yeah, Weeble loves to gamble. Hope his wife doesn't find out.
I've lost like $500 already.
Now all eyes should be on the world's smallest daredevil, Weeble Knievel. Weeble, 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 Weeble. Oh, here he goes. He's on that gas. Yes, he's done it. He's done it. Let's hear it, folks. The world's smallest daredevil, Weeble Knievel.
I got to know Weeble. He was doing an appearance in Lincoln City, Oregon when I was doing a jump over Pepsi trucks, and I asked him if he wanted to be part of the show and do a jump.
Weeble Knievel on the
bike, and he did his first show with me.
It's a great character, and you know, I love representing Robbie. The main thing is doing the jumps, making a good show for everybody. You know, I get in the character. I am that guy. When I'm not Weeble Knievel, I'm an actor primarily. Yeah, we're heading over to a movie called Cutter's Club right now, and gotta be on set in a few minutes. Most jobs I get is like, it's kind of you know, they generally want you to be a little person or an elf or a leprechaun or whatnot, but very fortunately with Robbie and everything else, and I just did the King of Queens and Nick and Jessica, like I didn't have to be little, like I was just me. So it's really cool. It's been going really good for me. Here's my crew. Come get in. Get in
Find the shoes.
This is my character. I'm the two-head. This is my arm inside the neck. Time to do movie magic.
Go. Okay, got the chin where the chin is. Nothing without the suit. And then it just gets heavier and heavier because you start sweating in there. And then we get to take it home and clean it.
Hey, baby. I love being a dad. It's my favorite thing in the world. I'm the proudest father in the world. And my daughter is my soul, my heart. Okay, you gotta get on in. You're hungry now? Maybe some chicken and french fries later? Here you go. The regular day goes the grind of the actor. I'm gonna go see my agent right now. See you there.
I don't think that it'll impact his acting career having this alter ego thing going with the Robbie Weeble Knievel thing.
The gag is that I jump one more thing than he does. So like he jumps 15 trucks and he's 16. But not the same size. Mine is small. I'm doing a job.
And here he goes. Weeble Knievel. Oh!
As silly as it sounds, I'm still, you can eat it and crash and die and all that stuff too.
All right, first off, we were looking for Captain Robbie Knievel, but either he shrank, maybe he got caught in the dryer or something, or it looks like maybe Weeble Knievel.
Weeble came out and did his jump. I think he jumped over $100,000 of the chips that he spent there that day.
All right, got the music down. Weeble need all his concentration for this attempt. Okay, Weeble, Weeble, and here he goes. He's got it pinned. Yeah! Weeble Knievel has done it. He has done it. A successful leap over $100,000 of casino chips. All right, good job there, Weeble. A showman.
At the Noack, I thought it'd be cool, you know, they had a helicopter there, and I've made entrances in a helicopter before, and the guy said he could land it there, and I was kind of surprised. I said, okay, let's go. So I got my leathers on and snuck out of the motorhome into a truck and went down the road about 4 or 5 miles to where the helicopter was, and then showed up in the helicopter.
Helicopter's coming in for something, and I believe that something is the imminent arrival of Captain Robbie Knievel. Let's give him a big wave. Yeah.
That was very cool because he set it down and blew everybody away, literally.
I looked up and saw Robbie coming in on the helicopter, and that was cool. That's when I started to get excited.
Noack Casino!
pleasure to be here, Noack. Thanks for having me. Looks like we got a great crowd, and thanks for some great fans. I'll see you after the jump.
Okay, thank you, Captain Robbie Knievel. And give it one more time, Captain Robbie Knievel.
Robbie doesn't use the speedometer, and so Spanky uses a radar gun to make sure that Robbie's getting his speed up on the speed runs.
The problem is, can he get the speed or not? And so I'll shoot some radar on him and see if he can get the speed.
There you go, get up for him, Captain Robbie Knievel.
Speed 7.3. A little heavier, how far? 70 will get you on. 73 put you on the sweet spot.
Usually Robbie nails his speed and has it right on, but this time he wasn't getting his speed up.
It's very important when you're coming out a ramp. A lot of guys want to back out for some reason. Your instincts tell you not to do this, but you have to get beyond that. And Robbie's way beyond that. He's pretty good at it, but man, I'm always looking at him. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
Hello, my name is Spanky Spangler, and I'm a professional stuntman.
Robert Spanky Spangler has performed over 23,000 stunts spanning 4 decades. He is a legend. Spanky lives in Phoenix, Arizona, and he typically flies in 2 or 3 days before the jump.
So, Dad, you got the car fixed?
Yeah, put this wheel back on it.
When are we going to go back out?
I don't know, as soon as I get a chance. I've been busy here lately. Why, you want to beat the old man?
Spanky's a real important part of our crew. He is the stunt coordinator. He's the guy that makes sure Robbie hits the takeoff ramp and lands on the catch ramp, and he's the best in the business at it.
Every time I've ever done a stunt, I never thought about anything going wrong. I always think about everything going right. If things go wrong, I always have A, B, and C. If something goes wrong, I try to have a counter, like another way out. But most of the time, there's only one way out. So stunts are really hard, and they're not really for everybody.
I'd love to follow in my dad's footsteps. It's just that I'm kind of wait for him to retire, or just so I don't step on his toes and go after the same stuff. And I don't know. He kind of don't want me to, but it's something I'd like to do. So did all this begin with Evil? Did he influence you, or?
Well, I started doing stunts when I was 12 in the movies and stuff, but when Evil came along and started doing the live shows, that's what I really wanted to do. So I started doing live shows, and it's a lot better. You can do a lot bigger stunts, and when you do your setup, everything's your own setup, so it's a lot different than doing a movie stunt.
Spanky and Robbie have a long history together. They've been friends for over 30 years.
I've done a lot of stunts with Robbie. Me and Robbie have been doing stunts together for, man, he was a teenager when I met him, and we started way back then. When I was first around Robbie, I was saying, well, he's dad, and just see how good this kid is. And man, within a year's time, he proved that he is the real deal. He is really the real deal, as you can see it now. I mean, even as a younger guy, he was very good at what he did. These are some gauges. I try to get a good reading on his ramps to kind of figure what degrees he's jumping. And Robbie's getting ready to do this big jump. I don't know what he's jumping just yet, so I have to take everything and make sure it all works. So this is a radar gun. It's different taking a baseball pitch or anything. You know, you're looking at a guy's life. When I give Robbie information, I want my stuff to be right, so I use calculations and radar guns and whatever I can to help him, and then he's got his feel for it, and he knows what he has to do, and he does it. It's what we do. And I always say somebody's got to do it.
Test, test, yeah! 1, 2, baby.
I think we're all concerned. I can see all the crew all worried.
You know, you just kind of grit your teeth and go.
We started the day out, and it just seemed like the bikes weren't running right. I could tell Robbie's hand was still sore from the New York jump because he fractured it, and I could tell it was still hurting him, you know, and it was hard for him to he did his wheelies, but I could tell he was in pain and stuff. I got to go on the takeoff ramp with him, help him turn his bike around. I got to see Robbie face up right before he took off, see the focus, because he always tells me to focus, Pete, you know, and I could see him just get right into the zone and focus on that jump. It was pretty cool being right there with him when he took right off. That was quite the moment. When I'm not hanging out with Robbie doing his jumps, it's all about my music. And I'm wound tight on recording days. It's just, you just get, it's a feeling you can't describe.
We can try some shit, dude.
Yeah.
You're right. You're totally right.
And the record label is going to listen to that and go, oh, it's been done. I want something that's modern, unique, you.
You want to get more modern?
Yes.
Or
yes.
Let's get a little more modern.
Yes.
Let's do that, man.
Definitely. Modern with the old. It'll it.
It will.
My hopes are that the public likes it and that we start selling mass albums and we start touring. Between that and working for Robbie, I think it'd be sweet. Test, test, yeah! 1, 2, baby. We're gonna do a little vocal tracks for the song called Suicide Machine.
It's going to be midnight before this song is done tonight. And it's only 7 o'clock right now. And there's not enough beer to get us through this.
This song's about riding Harleys and jumping slot machines and steel horses. Heading for a night of wildlife, moving at the speed of sound. Bright city lights burning in my eyes. You know I'm crazy, but it's all right. I like running close to the overload. Strong and mean. Come and ride my suicide machine. Fire breathing, feel the power of my suicide machine. Suicide machine. It's my suicide machine. Come out! Suicide machine! Yeah! All right! It's my suicide machine! Killer! That's heavy. That last scream was killer, wasn't it?
Yes.
I want to make this.
Fade that out, dude.
No, that's.
Wow, 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 wow. You know what I mean?
I would describe Pete as a rock and roll wannabe, and I hope he gets there.
Now that we finished the recording and finished up the album, we're going to cruise into a local radio station, rock station, and play it for the people and see what they think.
Dude, this is awesome. Hope they like it. Sure they'll dig in.
We're artists. We write the stuff, and the next step is get it on the radio, see what the listeners think of it. So far, we haven't had one negative response. Everyone digs it. Even little kids are just singing Suicide Machine, Acid Rain, Never Surrender, you know what I mean?
Nobody rocks harder. It's 104.9 The Monkey. We have guests in the studio now, Milestone. Let's give it up for them. How's it going, guys?
Excellent. Monkey, monkey, baby.
So are you guys, now you guys are trying to do the band thing, or?
We've been recording, we finished up some stuff, and we're hoping the listeners will dig it.
All right, well, you know what? You wanna play some?
Yeah, I'd love
Track
it.
1 or 2?
Track 2, right?
All right,
Suicide Machine.
I want the listeners to call up. Let us know what, I wanna know what you think of it. On the line, they want to talk about your band. Let's see here. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, hang on, stupid. Yo. Hey, go ahead.
I got an idea on how these guys get famous.
Okay, tell them how they can get famous.
I got a time machine at my house. Alright, they need to reset the dial from 1986 to 2000.
Oh my God! All right. Monkey, hello. Yo.
Yeah, I love it. It kicks ass.
You liked it?
They sound like a cross between Judas Priest and Ryan James Dio.
Nice.
Sweet. Thank you, bro.
Sweet, man. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Milestone, everybody.
Yeah, baby. Funky monkey slays.
Killer. The first listener said, go back to the time machine because it sounds like 1986, but you better start listening to the radio a little bit more. It's coming back. So we're going to climb right up his ass.
I went to turn around down by the hay bales, and I took the turn a little too fast and caught the hay, and it just slid out from underneath me, and bam.
We were out of sunlight. Robbie just pretty much pulled the trigger whether it was time to go or not.
Doing runs, and I went to turn around down by the hay bales, and there was a lot of hay on the pavement, and I took the turn a little too fast and caught the hay, and it just slid out from underneath me, and bam, right back on my same hand and shoulder that I just broke.
Robbie was doing his media show, and when he got down by the hay den, he slipped and fell when he was turning around, and I'm sure he screwed his hand up again. I know it was real tender, and I'm sure that couldn't have helped him out.
Yeah, it did kind of scare me when I had to say a prayer for the boy.
I don't know, sometimes it makes you tougher when you got to go back out there and you're skinned up or you got some pain because it makes you pay attention more. I don't know why, but that's how it's been over the years. And you're more awake, more alert because you don't want to get hurt any worse, I guess. I got on my jump by bike, and I didn't like it, so I got back on my wheelie bike, which doesn't run as strong because it wasn't broken the same way.
After Robbie decided the number 1 bike wasn't going to work, he motioned to me that he wanted the number 2 bike.
I was a bit concerned, you know, about the beating the bikes were taking all season long, because he had to play it down in some jumps, you know, on purpose.
It just screwed with my head, so I got on the other bike and decided to jump it because it screwed up my whole focus on the thing. It wasn't straight.
Everybody's felt under a lot of pressure. We were all worried, you know, about his hand. If he kept saying, I'll be fine, you know, don't worry about me, you know. I think we were all concerned. I could see all the crew all worried, and all of us were gonna, you know, wondering if you know, this was gonna be the one where he might not land right, you know, because of his hand.
Okay, please, if you are on the inside of the perimeter, please, no movement against the fence, please. Okay, give it up for Captain Robbie Knievel.
When it came to the jump, you know, the sun was setting, it wasn't lit up for a night jump, and he did it at the last second. I don't think if he would have waited another 5 minutes, it would have went through because it would have been too dark.
Robbie pretty much pulled the trigger whether it was time to go or not. We were out of sunlight. It was time to go.
You know, you just kind of grit your teeth and go. Sun's going down, it's getting dark, and it's kind of like, it kind of sets this tone for lights out, you know, more of a death feeling, and that kind of sucks. So I don't like jumping at the end of the day, but unfortunately that's how it is most of the time.
For you, Knievel. That was before I even got on my jump bike. Anyway, you guys, thanks for coming. I hope that was a great show for you. I'm going to stay out there for you guys for a while. Thanks a lot for coming. Take care. Everybody has their own belief. I got to thank Jesus Christ and God in my faith. And the Holy Spirit.
It was just all perfect, and couldn't have been better, except that I fell down on one of the runs, and everything turned out great. And big crowd, and state I live in, and everything went good.
Pete, Roman, Gates, Spanky, and Weeble, what a bunch of knuckleheads, but they're my boys. Can't live with them, you can't live without them. I don't know, man. You never know what's gonna happen.